What's up YouTube? Today's video is the 7 tools that every Mini Cooper owner needs. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and if you own a Mini Cooper, you're going to need to watch this whole video. The first tool that every Mini Cooper owner needs is a good service manual. The one I use is this one from Bentley Publishing. Obviously you want to get the one for your year car. Well, it'll do every model for those years. But yeah, these things are really valuable. Give you all your torque specs, how to do any job. There's never been a job that I've been doing where I'm like, man, the manual just doesn't tell me how to do it. It tells you step by step. It's a good tool to have. I use it even on jobs I already know how to do, because you just can't remember every single thing. There's a lot to remember, and it's good to be, when you get stuck, to go, oh, I can just look in my Bentley manual, and I can, get the torque spec of this certain bolt that I just can't remember. And it's a really good tool to have. I would say it's definitely a must-have if you're a Mini Cooper owner. I'll leave a link in the description below to where you can buy this. Yeah, it's like I said, you pretty much need this. It's something that you should definitely own if you drive a Mini Cooper. Okay, the second tool, if you own a Mini Cooper, that you're absolutely going to need this tool if you own a Mini Cooper. No way around it. It's a good BMW specific scan tool, code reader, whatever you want to call it. The one I use is the Foxwell NT510 Elite. Foxwell NT510 Elite. It's really good. I've never had any trouble with it. There's other ones that work. The Schwaben that you can get is also specific to BMW. A lot of people have good luck with that. There's a few that they're BMW specific. People have had good luck with them. I just really like these Foxwells, and when I buy a new one, I'm just gonna get a better Foxwell probably. But the NT510 Elite does everything you need on at least my Mini Cooper. I've never ran into an issue. In fact, I've done videos where I've even bled my brakes. You can run your ABS system with this. Like it's awesome. You have to have this tool if you own a Mini Cooper, especially if you're going to be doing work yourself. But even if you're not, you want to be able to check. If you get a code, check your code and know the BMW specific code, and it's going to tell you pretty much what the issue is on your car. And then if you're going to take it to a shop, they're not going to be able to be like, oh, well, this is what's wrong. We ran our test and it says this. You're like, no, because I ran the test and here's what it said. And it's good information to have if you're going to take your car to a shop, or definitely if you're going to work on it yourself. But like I said, NT510 Elite, really good. I will link to this one in the description. I'll also link to some other ones if I can find some that I know are good. I'll link to those too. But yeah, scan tool, you have to have one. BMW specific scan tool is what you need. The number 3 tool that every Mini Cooper owner is going to need is going to be a timing chain tool. There's going to be a time when you have to do your timing chain eventually. The timing chain's supposed to last, I think, 100,000 miles. People change them a lot before that. I've changed mine. I've actually changed mine twice because I bought a low quality one the first time because I was on a budget. I had to, and then maybe a month or a month and a half later, I had the money to buy a good one, so I bought a good one and did it again. It's not really that hard of a job. I have a video on it, in fact, if you want to watch it. But yeah, you definitely need a timing tool. The one I use is this one. It's a EWK. I'll link to it in the description, but I'll show you what it does. You have these, and what you do is when you pull your valve cover off, you're going to rotate your cams, and there's numbers on top of your cams. And you put those cams dead center, and then you bolt these down, and it comes with the bolts and everything. You bolt these down onto your head, and it holds the cams in place. And then you take this little tool, and it's got this little machined tip on it, and there's a spot on the bottom of your transmission where you're gonna take that machined little thing, and there's a hole. You plug it in there and it slides in there, and it keeps your crankshaft from moving. So then when you take your car all apart and you put it back together, you know your timing's good because nothing moved. And you absolutely cannot do a timing chain without this tool. You can't take your head off for any reason without this tool. You can't pull your cams off. Anytime that you have to take your cams off, or your cam gears, you need this tool. So like I said, this is a very valuable tool, and I'll link to this one in the description. It wasn't that expensive. I believe it was less than $100. There are some more expensive ones, but I've used this one and it's worked great. A lot of people will say on these tools that you have to machine this part down to get it to fit. That is not true with this tool. This tool slides in. In fact, I was watching a video, it was Eric, a car guy, I believe, was talking about it, and he said that he thinks the reason people machine these is because they don't have the crank where it needs to go. So if you watch my video or his video, I actually talk in depth about how to get it in there, and I let you watch me get it to go in there. And it works. It slides right in, and you don't need to machine it for any reason. But yeah, I will link to this timing chain tool in the description of this video. If you've done any work on your own Mini Cooper, you know that there's limited space. Sometimes it's hard to get a tool in there. That's why this next tool is number 3, electric ratchet. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll see how much I love this thing. I use this every single time I work on my car. A lot of times I don't even need it. I use it. I just like using it. If you've ever done a downpipe, or if you have to take your exhaust pipe for any reason, you wanted to take off that bottom heat shield. If you've ever done that, you know that takes a long time if you've never done it before, or if you don't have one of these. That's the reason I bought this. I was doing a downpipe, but to take the bottom heat shield off. In fact, when I came home, I let my car cool down from buying this. I swapped out my downpipe in about 45 minutes, and that's taking the heat shields off, taking off the old downpipe, putting on the new one, and putting everything back together. You cannot do that with a regular ratchet, because what happens is you get a ratchet up there, you'll get it on the bolt, and you get one click, 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 click as you're loosening the bolt. But with this, you just get it up there and it comes right out. It saves you so much time, and it reaches up there. I'll link to this in the description too. And but you need to, for these, they don't come with the batteries and they don't come with the charger. I made the mistake of buying this battery. You don't need this battery. They make other batteries that they're smaller, which will make the tool actually fit in places even better. I will link to those batteries in the description, and also the charger. But yeah, you definitely want one of these. Oh, I should mention, it's got I believe it's 250 RPM, and it's 35 foot-pounds of torque. So a lot of times you won't be able to break stuff loose with it, but you can break it loose with a ratchet, or you can even, this is pretty strong, you can break some stuff. I don't want to break this, so I only do that sparingly, but you can break stuff loose with this and then hit the button, or just break it loose with a ratchet and then put this up there. But yeah, this tool is awesome. Okay, number 5 is a tool that I did not even know existed until I owned my Mini Cooper. But you know, if you own a Mini Cooper, especially the R56 like I have, there's a problem with the thermostat housing or the pipe in the back, the water pipe, and you have to take your thermostat housing off to do both of those jobs, which means you have to remove all of your hoses. Well, it's a tight spot. So what I was having a lot of trouble getting to those hose clamps when I first got the car, or when I first did the job. So I went and I found out hose clamp pliers exist. I did not know that. This makes the job super easy. These things, as you can see, they lock. You press that you put the jaws on there. You squeeze the hose. The type of hose clamps that Mini Coopers have. They squeeze. They have the little things on the end. You don't use a screwdriver, but you squeeze this down and it just stays. You can actually let go, and then you can move the clamp to where you want it and pull the hose off. This will save you so much time. These ones, in fact, I did it with these. These are probably the worst type of hose clamp pliers that you can get. I ordered 2 more sets. They haven't got here yet, or I'll show you those, but I'll link to the 2 I ordered in the description. The one's one, it's a this part of the end swivels, so you can get it onto stuff better. But the other one that I'm going to link to in the description, it's a cable type. So you take this end part and you can stick it onto the thing, and you have a cable that comes out, and you can close it with the cable. So no matter where your hose is, you can stick the thing in there, no problem, and you don't have to worry about it not being able to, being able to get to the hose because you have it in a bad position. So yeah, number 5, hose clamp pliers. You need these. Okay, the number 6 tool that every single Mini Cooper owner must have is going to be thin wall spark plug sockets. 12 point to be exact. You want to make sure you have the right sockets that will work on your car. I have a kit, not a kit, but I have a link in the description where you can buy 2 of these, because sometimes you're gonna have a 14, sometimes you're gonna have a 16. I have colder plugs, so my car I run a 16. That's what this one is. But OEM it was 14. But yeah, 12 point. They gotta be thin. See if I can get it to focus. Thin wall like that. And these ones work. If you go and you buy the wrong ones, they could be 12 point, they could be 14 or 16 millimeters, whichever one you need. And if they're just a little bit too thick, they will get stuck, and you might have to pull the head off your car in order to get it off of there. So definitely get some thin-walled spark plug sockets that work on a Mini Cooper. Like I said, I'll have a link in the description to where you can get a set of a 14 and a 16 millimeter. Same set I have, same set I use. Okay, number 7 is going to be Torx Bits. These German cars, they use Torx Bits on everything, and there's 2 styles. I'll link in the description to a set of these too that comes with, I think it's 28 bits. It comes with both styles, but you're going to need these. Let's see if I can get it where you can see it. Those to take off a lot of stuff, the airbox, the high pressure fuel pump. There's I think well, you need this one. Not this exact one, but this style to do the timing chain. There's a bunch of stuff. So yeah, you 100% have to have these if you're going to be working on your own Mini Cooper, or pretty much any German car. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description, so check it out. Also, if you work on your own Mini Cooper, I have a Facebook group. It's called Mini Cooper DIY. We've been getting about 100 people or more joining every day, or not every day, every week. It's growing pretty fast. There's people in there with everything from R53, 2002s, different models, all the way up to, there's someone in there with the 2020. Might even be more than one person with the 2020. So yeah, everybody's welcome. There's questions being asked and answered multiple times a day. It's pretty active group. I think as I'm filming this right now, I think we've had 30 posts just today, and it's barely afternoon. So yeah, it's going pretty good. I would definitely look into that. Mini Cooper DIY. Again, I'll link to that in the description too. Definitely check it out. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down, and I'll catch you in the next video.